Most will underestimate the Ethereum tsunami. Most will put a cap on it in the short term, and most will be wrong. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. If you want to know how I'm navigating these markets, make sure you check out the bull market sale on the premium list. You can find the sale in the description below, lock in the lower rate. Ethereum is climbing quicker than most people probably dreamed was possible, okay? And we're in that phase of the cycle where people just that they can't believe what Ethereum is doing. And it seems like it's doing something that it's never done before. But in fact, that's not true. I mean, this is what it's done before, and we knew this was coming. Okay, we talked about this for a long time leading up to it. We knew this tsunami was going to come and sweep away a lot of profits from other coins, and it was never a matter of if. It was always a matter of when. And if you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation, and if you say that it's never done something like this before, well, I mean, you can just clearly look at these other moves. I mean, look at these other moves that the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation has taken. Let's take some bar patterns on some of these. Look at this one, and overlay it right here. You can see that this is not Ethereum's first rodeo against Bitcoin of doing something like this. Look at this one, and let's color code it a different color, and we'll overlay that one as well. So the idea that this is the first time Ethereum has acted this way is simply not true. And remember, this channel bases a lot of our sort of speculation, hypotheses off prior moves, okay? And for better or for worse, okay? I mean, I've said this before, I think using historical moves in the market and understanding what is theoretically possible and theoretical limitations is very helpful in identifying what can happen. Because if you get swept away in the emotions of the day, and getting frustrated that Ethereum was taking a while to decisively break through 2K, you don't see what's coming based on what's happened before. You think that it just can't, it's dead and it's not going to do anything. Hey guys, we even called this. We said this one over here is the accumulation phase of a lifetime. This one, the reaccumulation phase of a lifetime. This one, the overvaluation reaccumulation phase of a lifetime. We had 5 parts to the overvaluation reaccumulation phase of a lifetime. People keep asking me, well, when's the next one? Hey guys, this is the move. This is not an accumulation phase. Let's just be honest. This right here is not, in my opinion, an accumulation phase. This is basically the reason for accumulation. Accumulation here. This was number 1. Reaccumulation. Number 2. Overvaluation reaccumulation. Number 3. All preparing for the Ethereum tsunami, which we discussed at length on this channel for a long time. And it does provide some level of validation to see it actually play out more or less how we were hoping it would. And what's interesting, if you draw a line in the sand at this point, which was the local top back in 2018, that's where we sort of fell off a cliff. Okay, and you can kind of look at some of the symmetry here, right, coming down to that point. This is where it came down to right here. And basically this was just a very sharp move down, and now a sharp move back up. Okay, so pretty similar type moves. This in here was just sort of consolidation, accumulation, reaccumulation, reaccumulation. Here's the move we were waiting for. Okay, here's the move we were waiting for. And remember, you don't sell your blue chip cryptos to chase altcoins in a bull market that have already pumped. Okay, it's one thing to do it before they've pumped, and I did some of that. I mean, I bought a lot of altcoins, but once those altcoins have pumped, you don't sell your blue chip cryptos to chase pumps. Typically speaking, that goes for Bitcoin and Ethereum, the 2 main blue chip cryptos in the asset class. Okay, so Ethereum's continuing to move, and the reason why it's so impressive is because so many people made so much money on altcoins. They look around, they don't want to go back to Bitcoin, they go back to Ethereum, and at this point we said, you know what? There's a chance we come back down. There's also a pretty good chance we just break through and we don't look back. And if that happens, people who sold here are going to start to get nervous. Okay, if they sold everything at that point, they're going to start to get nervous. And that's why I say dynamic DCA is your friend. That way, if you sell a little bit here, you still have the potential upside. So going, an all in or all out approach in crypto, in my opinion, is not a good way to approach the crypto markets, because it leaves you feeling like you missed out a ton on what Ethereum has done since then. Because since that point, the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation's gone on almost 33% or so. And the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation continues to climb. Now we're at 0.0696. Ether USD is now over 4,100. We're looking at 4,130. Remember, most will underestimate how far Ethereum can go. Most will underestimate it. Most people will be wrong. And we're already looking at a $4,100 Ether. Now, looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, it's always interesting to see a new weekly candle come in, because a lot of times you can see momentum shifts around that time. I keep hoping that we keep pushing higher, because riding the Ethereum tsunami is something that it doesn't happen very often. And when it does happen, riding it for as long as you can, maybe taking profits along the way, of course, but riding it tends to work out pretty well. And so you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're now in our 7th week. So far, it's a green candle. Obviously, we have a long way to go. So far, it's already up 3.3% on the week. Last week, we did about 29%, I believe, 29.21%. To give you an idea, if we went up another 29%, it would actually put us around 0.087. Remember, 0.1 would actually, 10% of what Bitcoin, that'd actually be just shy of $6,000 at Ethereum, or at Bitcoin's current valuation. So let's keep an eye on the Ethereum tsunami and see how high this can ultimately take us. Some things to, some back of the envelope math to keep in mind would be Bitcoin. Bitcoin went above 3 times its prior all-time high. It went to around 64.8 or something like that. So far, it's like 64.8, I believe. 60K would be about a 3x. Ethereum's prior all-time high was around 1440. 1440 times 3 is around 4320, I believe. 4320. Bitcoin actually did about a 3.26x, I think. And 3.26x times 1440 for Ether puts it at around 4,700. So there's obviously different milestones you can look at. You can also look at our Ethereum regression rainbow, which we discussed earlier, and see that goes all the way up to the next one goes all the way up to 5,800, which would actually correspond to around 0.1 at Ethereum at Bitcoin's current valuation. That coincidentally is basically converging to be where this regression band peaks out at. The purple one would be around 5,800. Hey guys, we prepared forever for this. And for those that like to tell me that Ethereum never does anything, this is a great example of that not being true. And to further drive home the fact that it's not true, look at this on a linear scale, okay? And let's live through this, okay? Let's live through this together. This was Ethereum back in 2016. And actually, I'm going to switch this chart over to one that has a little bit more history. So this is back in 2015. You can see we're going to live through this. Look at this first move by Ethereum. Pretty nice move. Then we came down. Then, this peak looked crazy at the time, and we actually came down. Things looked pretty scary. You go a little bit further. This peak was nothing more than a little bunny hill. Just a little bunny hill, right? We keep going. You get that move. And actually, at first, this was just a little bunny hill. Here, this one. And we kept going up, right? We kept going up, and we did this one. And then that looked like a little bunny hill. It looked like a crazy move at the time, but it ended up only being a little bunny hill in that market cycle that continued to go higher. Then we had a pullback, okay? And so this one was the major market cycle peak here. And then we came back down. And then even if you held through that, if you just held long enough, live through it, right? Live through the move. And here you are. So even this one, which was crazy for its time, has now been dwarfed by what's happening, okay? So imagine a theoretical scenario where, let's say the Ethereum tsunami continues a little bit longer. I don't know exactly what price it's going to go up to, but let's just say, you know, continues a little bit longer, and then we come down or something. Like imagine we come back down, and then people might think if it plays out like this, which again I don't know about short-term moves. I'll leave that to the day trading channels, not for this channel. But let's suppose something like that happens. It might seem like it's the market cycle top, but there's always a good chance that we sort of gather ourselves and continue higher. And if you know, if we were to go to say like 10K or something, then it would start to dwarf this move, right? And we'll call that the bunny hill of the market cycle. So keep things in perspective. We know Ethereum is on one hell of a run. Look at this on a linear scale. We know it's on one hell of a run. We'll have a correction at some point. But hey, remember, people have been calling a major correction forever. And so the problem is the people that were calling for corrections over here, I mean, the chances that Ethereum goes back down to $900 in the short term is very unlikely, and it may never happen again. I mean, there's a good chance it never happens again. And so this is what ultimately fuels the Ethereum tsunami, is people that keep thinking a major correction is going to happen. It just keeps going up, and so these people ultimately feel trapped, especially if they sold their Ethereum for an altcoin that was pumping, and then that altcoin stopped pumping, and then Ethereum started pumping. Yeah, again, that's why you wait for the pump to come to you, wait for the tsunami to come. So remember, as we showed on stream earlier, if this is the tsunami coming, the question was never if it's coming. It was just a matter of how far is it going to go inland, and we're continuing to knock down milestone after milestone. Okay. Now, I personally do not think I'm a huge Ethereum. Okay, first of all, I'm a huge Ethereum bull. You guys know that. I've been bullish on Ethereum forever. I don't think this tsunami is going to take us to 10K. Okay, I just don't. If it does, it's something I don't mind being wrong about. Okay, I've been wrong before. You know, let's not pretend like I get everything right. So I've been wrong plenty of times before. I don't think this tsunami will take Ethereum to 10K. Okay, I think a future one will. I don't think it's this one. But I often contended that, you know, 2K is going down. You know, 3K, I even said back over here when we were approaching 3K, don't assume that 3K is the top. Now we're at 4K. Now the question is can we make it to 5K? Now remember, Bitcoin was moving up relatively quickly for a long time, and it seemed like 100K was imminent. And if you drew a line looking at this move that Bitcoin was on, if we had continued that move going up as quickly as we had, we would already be at 100K. But we didn't, and we had a cool down phase. And so my contention is that we're likely going to have a cool down phase for Ethereum probably in the summer, sometime in the summer. You know, and I mean, Bitcoin's having a cool off phase right now. My contention is that Ethereum's going to have a cool off phase in the summer, and it's probably not going to reach $10,000 by that time. Okay, that's what I think. So the question was not, is the Ethereum tsunami coming? It was always a matter of how far is it going to take us inland before it recedes, right? So how far is it going to go inland before it then recedes some, we gather ourselves, and then we then ultimately go up higher later on. So, you know, if you've been following the channel, you guys know where I stand on Ethereum. I've been very bullish on it, and we have some big milestones coming up that we'd like to go past. The first notable one here on just looking at the Ether Bitcoin valuation will be 0.085. This was the local top in May of 2018. This one was 0.1. This one over here was closer to 0.15. Key milestones, not that far away. Let's see how far the Ethereum tsunami takes us. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Lock in the lower rate on the bull market sale. And by signing up, you get access to how I'm navigating the markets, the weekly reports and videos, the Telegram alerts channel, the app, a whole lot of other stuff. Make sure you guys sign up. Lock in the lower rate. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, click the bell icon, turn on notifications. Give the video a thumbs up at the very least. And let's see how far the tsunami will go. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.